Okay, guys, how you doing? So I want to take a look at week three. Welcome to week three, and your comments are all in submitted for week two for the second assignment for week two. Sorry, some of them took so long traveling and that. So, oh, by the way, Merry Christmas, everyone. But now that things are back to normal, I expect to be right back on track. I want to give you guys some things to work on. While you're on break. So let's take a look at week three, assignment one. First of all, I want to talk about week three and specifically the lecture materials. Start with what's yours and what's not yours. And don't forget about these links in here. They're all pretty important. They're nice. They really bolster the course lectures very nicely. So go ahead and try to look as many of those as possible. Then you have a couple of basic copyright points, and then some tips on crediting your work, copyright-free material, and now academic honesty and related resources. Now, listen, I want to talk about something here real quick about why is this so important? Because look, the truth is this: is that you guys, if you submit your portfolio to somebody and I just have something really annoying. Okay, sorry about that. If you submit your portfolio and it's not properly credited, the viewer is going to know that immediately, and they're going to wonder why it isn't. Okay, for instance, if I see a portfolio that's not credited, first thing I think is, okay, does this designer, I'm talking about professionally here at my studio, does this designer not know how to credit work? Or if it's not credited correctly, I wonder, well, this is very unusual because the research hasn't been done here. And immediately, that candidate is in the B pile. Okay, so it's really important. Look, you're going to be representing people. You're going to be representing companies. You have to understand and really practice copyright. So you really need to come out of school knowing basic copyright, okay? So let's jump into developing the U, and that's pretty much your guys's. That's your inventory work, okay? You guys are doing great on those. Just keep doing exactly what you're doing. Crafting U, midterm evaluation. You guys probably already saw that. And then let's jump to week three, assignment one. I'm going to stick with the 85% portfolio work, 15% writing formula that I presented to you guys last week. I think it's the best way to go. You need a lot of time. Those of you who have been emailing me and commenting that there's a lot of work here, and it's the word daunting comes up quite a bit. And I get it, man. I completely get it. But keep in mind, those of you who are going to go on to other degrees, more advanced degrees, and go into the actual field, or possibly to a master's, or whatever the situation is it only gets more intense from here. So you have to know this. It's a very, very, very intense process, as it should be. You're showing a potential employer or a potential client your work, and there is a right way to do it and a not right way to do it. So this is historically and statistically speaking, folks, what works, what doesn't. So when I say things like, don't use white backgrounds on your, only use white background on your portfolio, it's because that's what the industry expects from student portfolios. All right. Why? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for now. The reason is because a lot of students don't understand color yet. So putting a portfolio on anything but a white background page is going to really, really affect the work in negative ways. And that's very truthful. So we try to eliminate that in these brief couple of weeks. So we eliminate anything that could possibly distract our work, and color backgrounds are one of those things. Okay, so that's week three, assignment one, self-explanatory, written. Week three, assignment two is asking for week two, assignment one, week three portfolio items listed from. Okay, this is really confusing. I know it is. I apologize. But anyways, the idea is this, is that you go to the portfolio audit form, okay, and you take a look at what week we're on over here this week. Well, here, let me bring that down so you guys can see it. Okay, portfolio audit form. And then here where it says week number, we're going to go down to week 3 and see that we have corporate identity, 2 corporate identity pieces, a web and digital media, and a publication design. So then we're going to go over here and we're going to find those items over here and find out what's actually required of them. For example, web and digital media is the functioning website, multi-windowed, must be your own functional, and then you have, don't forget, you have section 5. I'm sorry, you have section 4, and what was the other one? Let me just jump back there real quick. See, this is how confusing it is. I already forgot. Publication design, web and digital graphics design. So if you go over here to publication, there's what the requirements are right here. Okay. And then so on and so forth, just to make sure that you know where the requirements are. Now, what I want to do is I want to show you guys real quick a portfolio. And this is what I want you guys to start thinking about, specifically after week 2, when I'm commenting on, we got to get this nailed down, the background page, the page that's housing, that's holding the portfolio. Okay, so look at this presentation and note how everything is lined up. And now note that this is not the print presentation, it's the digital presentation, okay? It's good work. I'm going to go through it kind of fast because I don't really want you guys to look at the work as much as I want you to look at the layout. So let's go ahead. Okay, social awareness, just saying what it is, the name of the piece, and what category it is. That's it. Now, if you note, that's not going to change. That stays the same. That text area stays the same throughout the entire presentation. Okay, just keep looking right down here. Okay, let's go back up to the top. All right. And then note the white background page. Let's go through the portfolio style chart with this quote. And it's actually, I absolutely love this. Is one of my favorite quotes anyway. So you can think about opening your portfolio with a quote if you'd like. Do so, use restraint. Page 1, social awareness. Good opening shot, macro shot of the poster, because it's enough that's going to capture somebody's attention going, wow, what is that? Okay, then the next page is the poster, right? So now we see that was an introduction to this section, okay? And all that is right there is a macro shot of that. So in other words, this student printed this piece out and photographed it, okay? Note the area that the work stays in on each page, all right? Note this square, this rectangle right here, all right? Note how it doesn't change at all from page to page. It's the same rectangle, okay? Now the boundaries might change, but every implication is that is the outer, right? That's the outer rectangle. That's the playing field. This is the area where you introduce the work. Okay. Just real quick. All right. Let me show you some of this work then. Here's poster designs, and look at the presentation. Okay. Then we have this was another. What was this piece? POP. Oh, this was like I think it was like a process book. But anyways, advertising promotional design. And this piece was actually mocked up. This is a digital mock-up of what the POP would look like. These are the actual box that product came in. This was also mocked up. It was printed out and assembled and photographed, okay, and assembled in a way that it follows this grid beautifully. Next piece, promotional design, album identity. Okay, so we know what it is. That's all the viewer needs to know. This is publication design. Again, this macro shot here saying, okay, wow, the viewer's going to go, wow, this is interesting. What's this? Now, as we know, this is, well, for those of you who don't know, this is a pretty famous book. So this is a redesign for a book cover. Here's the book cover itself, this Viktor Frankl book, and then note the presentation. Okay, this isn't an actual book. I mean, this was the back of this whole thing right here was printed out. Okay, and then it was trimmed and it was placed around an actual book. Well, actually two of them, as you can see here, and it was photographed. No, actually, that was probably photoshopped, one over the other with the created shadow. Yeah, that's probably exactly what that was. And then this text in here this is just a photograph of text that was credited at the end of the presentation. Okay, here is a corporate stationery. So you have your corporate identity here with your logo, your letterhead, your envelope, and your business card, basic corporate identity, right? Okay, and so on and so forth. So I just want you guys to look at the presentation. Okay, web. This is a poster. Okay, so the poster was actually printed out and placed on a wall and photographed, and likewise down here with the postcard. Note the background. Again, printed out, assembled, and photographed. Those are the labels. That's the one. This one's photographed. Very interesting. Look at the background. Okay. Another interesting presentation. Okay, and I think, and that must be it. Oh no, it looks like my computer started. Weird thing. That must be it. Okay, so I just want you guys to see that and just think about it. I'm not saying yours should be that or anything. I'm just saying just think about the presentation. Okay, that's it. All I have time for. Sorry I took so long, guys. But anyways, there you have it. Any questions or other, please get with me. Okay, thanks, guys.